Hello students and welcome to Website Design ARV 227. Let's go over how this class will work. The class is synchronous online, and that means during your class time I will be online to answer questions, but it's your responsibility to go through the assigned chapters and turn those notes or projects in, as we'll discuss later. So I probably will have a little bit of a lecture for the first 20-30 minutes of each class, but you can view that online. You don't actually have to be in class to watch that. The only thing that your attendance is tied to is the work in this class, not your actual presence online or in person. At the beginning of each week, I will assign a chapter or two for you to read and watch the videos, much like computer graphics. Here's the book that you will need to complete this course, and the course is 11 weeks from May 16th to August 5th. You can feel free to buy this book online as a web version only, or go to the bookstore and get the printed one. Time off this summer will be on May 30th for Memorial Day, and no classes for the 4th of July holiday, running July 3rd through July 10th. In D2L, you'll be able to find and navigate everything you need to complete the course. I have it set up similarly as I have had other courses, but just in case you haven't had me before, let's go over how I organize these things. The course home and newsfeed is where I'm going to put any important information or something that pops up, or an urgent question or something I need you to take note of. Under contents, that's going to have all of your lessons organized by module by week. So you go in, you look for week 1, and all the things to complete week 1 are in that module. The assignments tab is where you can find the Dropbox where you can submit everything. I feel like it's pretty easily laid out, but if you have any questions, just let me know. Attendance. This is all tied to your work, so you must submit something every week, notes or projects. It does not matter if you come in and attend class or if you come in on Zoom. The only thing that matters is that you submit the work for the course. You submit a project, you submit your notes, and then that counts as you were present that week. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Here's the overview of what's due when. By each week, I've put the chapters that you need to go over, any projects that we're going over, and what is due when. I've tried to make it so that everything doesn't go over 3 hours each week, so that you have plenty of time to work on all of your projects during that time, as well as going through the book. Most chapter work, the chapters go pretty quickly in XD. One great thing, a side note that I really want to add in about Adobe XD, if you are more comfortable designing in Illustrator or Photoshop, all of your projects can be done in Illustrator and Photoshop and then brought over into XD to do your completed prototype. Now you could do it either or. You can totally build it in XD like you're going to be learning, or you can do a layout in Illustrator and bring that AI file right in. You'll find more about that in the coming weeks, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew that, because that's one thing about XD that makes things so easy to pick up and really thrive in this program. Again, this is just guidance as far as how long I thought things would take you, and like I said, I tried to stick within that 3-hour time frame. This can also be found in the course info sheet on D2L, so you can print it out and keep it with you if you want. For the grade breakdown, your notes are worth 20% and your projects are worth 80%. I do not have any exams in this class. Here are a few pieces of important information I wanted you to know. If you're going to be late on something, please make arrangements before the due date. I need to know where you're standing with something before it actually happens. The reason being is if you're working with a client and you miss a deadline, you're going to want to tell that client ahead of time that you're not going to make the deadline. So I want you to treat me sort of like a client. You want to give me the respect that you're going to not make a deadline and come and admit it. Tell me when you could submit it, and then we can work on how to keep you up to date. Late work is half credit only. Again, budget 3 to 4 hours a week for lessons and note taking and working on projects. You will be finished with the book by week 7. And if you're not finished by week 7, you're going to really struggle with the last 2 projects, building a website and building an app. Notes and projects should be submitted in D2L in the Dropbox in the corresponding folder. There are 4 total projects. Work on projects each week. Do not wait until the week it's due. So if your app is due, you make sure that you're working a little bit at a time on that app. Don't leave it till the week it's due. It's going to be rushed and it's not going to be as good as it could be. So just do a little bit at a time. There'll be a weekly list under contents of everything that is due in D2L. And stay in touch. If there's something you don't understand or you're having trouble, please reach out to me. I would be glad to help you with anything. And if I don't know you're having a problem, I can't help you. So communication is really key. My office hours this semester are Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. As you review D2L, you're going to see some videos in there that are from last year. So don't get yourself mixed up with the new videos that I'm going to make this year. I wanted to leave the last year's video in there in case anybody wanted to work ahead, because the content in them is still good and current. It's just the due dates for anything I refer to in those videos are not going to match up to what they are going to be currently. But I will create new videos each week. And they should be ready, I think, on every Monday afternoon. No time like the present to jump right into Project 1, banner ads. One of the most useful tools these days to communicate for businesses is banner ads. I myself, when I worked for Visit Myrtle Beach, was the queen of these. One fall campaign, I did over 360 of these banner ads. Here are some sizes that are most current and popular as far as what you're going to be using out in the field. So look at that. I've also included under week 1 an Illustrator file that has all the sizes in it, just to give you a little jumping off point so you could see how I organize myself from the beginning. You're going to want to have a company name, logo, small message, and a call to action button. Those are the required elements to have in each of your banner ads. You can use Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, or even if you wanted to start in XD, that's fine too. You can be creative on the topic. Pick an idea that you really want to pursue. For instance, it could be a PSA. Adopt a dog, adopt a cat. It could be for a business. Maybe you're at your internship. You want to try and do some banner ads advertising for the business that you're currently working at. Something like that. If you need help with ideas, just let me know. But this project will be due May 29th. I included a short video from YouTube about banner ads. I thought it was very quick and useful to just kind of kick off this program and project. You can find the link if it doesn't work in this presentation on week 1, and I think I labeled it, I labeled it banner ad videos shown in class. So you can look and see this video there. Okay, let's go over some tips and tricks, basically the theories behind banner ads and how they are helpful. You are going to have a project in your senior year, your 264 class, where you have to do a big brand for a restaurant or some company. And these particular things that you're going to learn right here in this project is really going to help set the tone for what you're going to need for that project. So let's go over banner ads. Banner ads design, you really want to keep them clean and the hierarchy very simple. You want to have a clear message. The 3 basic things to always have in a banner ad and really no more is a logo, the value or offer, and a call to action button. Your logo is going to want to build brand awareness, so make sure it's visual and dominant, but not as dominant as the value or whatever offer is, or the call to action. You want to have the value, and that showcases your product or services. You want to think of something like 50% off or limited time or some sort of fun type that's not too much to really bring the viewer in. The other thing you want to look at is making a call to action or a button, something that makes you want to act upon to find out more information. Please keep note, you do not have to have a URL in these. I've seen so many ads where I see a URL in it and I'm like, you don't need it. You're already online. You click the button, you're going to go to the website. So keep that in mind, and no QR codes. Some more tips: use buttons appropriately. Depending on the type of banner, your call to action button is going to be something that you really want to have a great click-through rate, or CTR. So you want it to be something simple and yet eye-catching. Use colors that are easy on the eye but also bring attention, nothing too distracting. And then have a clearly defined frame. So I've seen a lot of ads where they'll be on a white background, like the website that they're advertising is white, and then the ad is white as well. And when you have that, you can't tell where the ad begins and where it starts. So it's recommended that if you were to do a white background, that you have a thin rule around the entire thing, just like drawing a box and making sure you have your edges defined. And you want to make sure that your text is instantly readable. You don't want to have to make someone struggle too much. You want to catch their eye, and you want it to be simple and clean. So look at these two examples and how the website, or the logo rather, and the headline really work together. That whole package with the subscribe now, the call to action, and the hierarchy of everything works well together in that image. Look at the second example where it's kind of all very similar, and there's no real focal point. There's just a lot more simplicity to the one on the left, and it really has that catching your eye. So just an example. And lastly, you want to be consistent with the brand. So you have all those different sizes that you have to come up with. You don't want each one of those sizes to look completely different. They should all go together. So you want to create a consistent look amongst all the sizes. Now, sometimes that means you can't always use the same image for everything because not all the images will fit. So it's okay to vary by some imagery, but the messaging, the call to action button, and the logo should always remain consistent across the entire thing. So for week 1, I've introduced project 1, and you can start trying your hand at some banner ads, come up with a topic, maybe start getting the ball rolling and thinking about what you want to do. But you want to have chapter 1 and 2 notes submitted by May 22nd, and you also want to take that attendance quiz. Just like every class we have in ARV classes and CGC classes, you have to take an attendance class, and that is our attendance quiz, and that is directly tied to your attendance for the whole course. So if I don't have an attendance quiz taken from you, then I'll have to drop you from the course from the first week. So make sure, it's very important you go on and you do that. And you have to do it as many times as you need to get 100. Thank you so much. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. If you need to reach me by email, you can reach me at colleen.belzadi@hgtc.edu. And you can also feel free to text me at 843-267-2110. Thanks.